أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى. Continue with the course on discerning between the 10 qira'at. Currently looking at summaries of the usul, and what we did in the previous lesson was to look at the application that the Qur'an have and then use that as a means to identify which particular rawi was being recited for. In this lesson, we're doing it the other way around. We're going to focus on a particular rawi or qari, for example, Qalun or Abu Harith, and then look at what is his applications of the usul. If that particular rawi has a application that is unique to him, then that one is highlighted as being bolded. So it's a nice summary where you can just focus individually on the separate riwayat. So we're looking firstly at Qalun. So his changes in the usul are as follows. You will have in the mad munfasil either qasr or tawassut, either 2 or 4 harakat. In the mad muttasil, he is the same as Hafs. He will have 4 harakat. And then in the mim al-jam, he has an option, either reading iskan, same as Hafs, or reading with sila of the mim al-jam. Then we have warush. The mad munfasil, he has 6 harakat. The mad muttasil, he also has 6 harakat. But then all the remainder are unique applications for warush. The mad badal, he has tathlith, either qasr, tawassut, or tool. So hearing tawassut or tool in the mad badal that identify warush. Then you have mad lean, either tawassut or tool is again unique to warush. Then you have tarqiq of the ra being read flat. Taghleel of the lam being read full, other than in the word Allah like we normally read. And then you have naql as well. All of these, if you hear them, then that is the riwayah of Warsh. Warsh is the easiest of all to identify. Now looking at Ibn Kathir, he has 2 rawis, which is Bazi and Qumbu. So in the Munfasil, they will have 2 harakat, the Muttasil 4 harakat, and sin of the Mim al-Jam. See, all 3 of these exactly the same for Qumbu. No difference between them. But we can identify and differentiate between them by looking at the farshi change. When you see the word sirat being read with a sin as sirat, then it is qumbu and not bazi. It will be qumbu and not bazi. Then we're looking at Abu Amr and his 2 rawis, which is Duri Basri and Susi. So in the Munfasil, Duri has an option. He has either qasr or tawassut. In the mad muttasil, you will have 4 harakat, tawassut. And in imala, you will have in 2 of the 4 categories, you will have in the watul ra and in the ra maksura. There's also an easy farshi change to look out for when trying to identify duri basri, which is imala in the word an-nas. That applies when it has a kasra on the sin. When you hear that, then you know it is duri basri. Then for Susi, the usul is exactly the same, except that it doesn't have the option of 4 harakat in the mad munfasil. Okay, so the first 3 over here is the same as Duri Basri, but the last 2 is how we decide it's different from Duri Basri and also different from all the other riwayat. That's why this has been bolded here. When you hear Idgham Kabir, then you know it is Susi. And when you hear Ibdal of the Hamza Sakina into a letter of mad, then again you also know that it is Susi, if we restricting ourselves to the 7 qira'at. Then we have the rawis of Ibn Amir, which is Hisham and Ibn Lakwan. And then we're looking also at Shu'bah. Yeah, we're not looking at the usul. The usul is the same as Hafs. In all of them, the usul is same as Hafs, same as Hafs. So we're looking at the farshi changes to differentiate between them. We have Ibrahim, that will be for Hisham. You have Shia and Shia applied with tawassut, that will be Ibn Nakwan. And we have the word Rilwan recited as Rulwan with a dhamma on the ra, then that is Shu'bah. Then we have Hafs, the normal recitation. We'll have Munfasil as 4 harakat, and the Muttasil also as 4 harakat. Then we're looking at the rawis of Hamza, Khalaf and Khalad. In the Munfasil and the Muttasil, they will have 6 harakat. Khalaf will have 6 harakat. Khalaf alone, out of all the ruwat of the 7 qira'at, is the only that has idgham without gunna in the waw and the ya. That's why it's been separated over here. Then you have the application of sakt. Both Khalaf and Khalad have sakt. But when you hear it being applied in 2 separate words, that one has been bolded over there, that is only Khalaf. Khalaf is the only one that will read in 2 separate words. If it's in lam in ta'arif and shay, then it's either Khalaf or Khalad. Remember, if you're doing it in 2 separate words, then you must also do it in the lam ta'arif and in the shay. But you also have an option for Khalaf, where you do it only in the lam ta'arif and shay, and you don't do it in 2 separate words. Then in the imala, he has 2 of the 4 categories. He has imala in the watul ya, as well as in the watul ra. Then we have the other rawi of Hamza Khalad. The munfasil and the muttasil is the same, 6 harakat in both. His application of sakt is different. He only has in the lam ta'arif and shay, so he shares that with Hamza, with Khalaf, so it's not been bolded over here. But then he also has a reading where no sakt is applied. Then you have imala, the same, in the watul ya or in the watul ra. Moving on to Kisa'i, his first rawi is Abu al-Harith. The mudud is the same as Hafs, 4 harakat in both, but then he has the imalat. So in the ta marbuta, the watul ya and the watul ra, 3 of the 4 categories, that will be Abu al-Harith. Ignore that the ta marbuta, that is a unique application, but for the entire Kisa'i, not for an individual rawi. But if you hear the ta marbuta being stopped on with imala, then you know it is Kisa'i. So Duri Kisa'i is almost exactly the same. Just one change is that he has all 4 of the categories of imala. He will apply imala in all of them. So he has the marbuta, the watul ya, the watul ra, and the ra maksura mutatarrifa. This last one over here is how you can differentiate between Abu al-Harith and Duri Kisa'i. Abu al-Harith doesn't have imalaya, he has fath, but Duri Kisa'i has the imala. So this was a recap and a summary of the usul of all of the ruwat of the 7 qira'at. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.